For most of us, our home is our greatest asset.
Yeah, and month by month, it's also our single greatest expense.
Right.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do to trim the cost of owning your own home.
True, but there are a number of things you can do to help reduce the energy cost required to run it. In fact, you can reduce your annual energy bill by 30% or more.
So, how do you put all that cash back in your pocket?
Let's find out.
Follow us. So, this is ground zero in our battle against high energy costs, the heating and cooling system. Typically, heating and cooling your home accounts for about 65% of your energy bill, so it makes sense that this is a place where you can make your greatest impact.
Now, you should have a technician service your system once a year to maintain components like compressors and burners, but here's a few things you can do.
You're right. And one of those things is to change your filter once a month for optimum operating efficiency. Now, before you change your filter, you should shut off your unit. Either do it here at the switch or at the thermostat. Now, on the older units, you used to have to take off this bottom panel to get to the old filter. On the newer units, they've supplied this little box for an external filter change. And remember, when you're finished, you need to turn the system back on.
Feel around the seams of your ductwork to check for leaks, and if you find any, seal them with foil tape. You may also want to wrap insulation around any exposed ductwork in your basement or crawl spaces. Remember, warm air naturally rises in your home and cool air naturally falls. You can use this principle to your advantage. In the winter months, close some of the register dampers in your upper floors to redirect the warm air to the lower floors of your home. In the summer, do exactly the opposite. Close some of the damper registers in your basement to increase the circulation of cool air where it's most needed. Now remember, the number of vents that you close should not exceed 10 to 20% of the total number of vents. This is to avoid back pressure and other issues.
One final word about heating and cooling systems. Now, if you're at the point where you're thinking about replacing part of your system, how about adding a heat pump to your already existing furnace? Or if you're thinking about replacing the entire system, how about a full heat pump? Heat pumps are a whole lot more efficient way to heat and cool your home. So in the long run, they're well worth the investment.
Right. Now, why are heat pumps more efficient? Well, to understand that, you need to know that even cold air has heat in it. So the heat pump extracts the heat from the outside air in the winter and brings it into your home, creating a comfortable, humid warmth. And then in the summer, the process is reversed. The heat inside your home is pumped outside, leaving behind a cool, dehumidified climate.
That's right. Now remember the difference. A full heat pump heats and cools your home all year round. And an add-on heat pump uses your furnace as a supplemental source of heat when the temperature drops below 30 degrees.
Now, because a heat pump doesn't burn fuel, it's safer to operate. And it does a better job of filtering out pollen and dust and other impurities in the air. And it's friendlier to the environment because it doesn't emit gases that may be harmful to our atmosphere. Oh, and here's another great reason to switch to a heat pump. Between October and May, the Westar electrical energy rates are actually lower. So switching to a heat pump from natural gas can be a smart, economical choice.
Speaking about natural gas, let's talk about hot water heaters. Now, if you have an older style hot water heater, you'll need to purchase one of these hot water heater blankets. It goes around the outside of the tank and it greatly increases the tank's efficiency. But check your owner's manual in case you have one of these newer units that doesn't require that extra insulation. And to save even more energy, you can insulate the first couple feet of the hot water pipe as it comes out of the tank. Now, don't forget to turn the temperature setting down to medium. But don't worry, you can still take your 45-minute shower.
You can even use a low setting. And if you're going to be on vacation or out of town for a few days, you can shut it off entirely. And don't forget once a year to drain the sediment from the water tank into the well where the sump pump is located. This will help your water tank work more efficiently and it'll last longer.
Up here where the foundation walls meet the floor joists, there's a couple things you can do to block the outside air. First, you can use a high-grade silicone to caulk between the top of the foundation wall and the sill plate. Then, we can add insulation to the space between the floor joists. Now, we recommend a minimum rating of an R19 insulation.
Now, here's one area where you may be losing energy all over your house, your windows. Now, one reason is that weather stripping can become old and worn and lose its integrity.
Hey, You want to know if this window weather seal is really working?
Sure.
Let's take a simple test. Put a dollar bill on the windowsill, close the window, and if you can easily pull a dollar out, it's a pretty safe bet that the weather stripping's not doing a very good job of keeping the air out.
That is a great tip. You know, replacing the weather stripping is easy. All you have to do is remove the old stripping and then clean around the frame or the sash, then measure and cut the strip to the desired length, remove the protective backing, and apply the strip. It's so easy, even he could do it.
Now, if you have air leaks around your exterior doors, you should be able to feel those with your hands. Now, as far as weather stripping the top and the sides of your doors, you can do that like you did with your windows. But for filling in this gap at the bottom of the door, you'll need something like this. It's called a door sweep. And for added protection, you can install a door shoe gasket like we did on the bottom of this door.
Now, another place where outside air can get in is through the many outlets and light switches on the inside of exterior walls. But you can install foam gaskets just like this, and they will have a significant impact on your home's energy efficiency.
If you have a fireplace, make sure you close the fireplace damper when it's not in use. And these glass doors make a great barrier to the outside air.